Web3, the metaverse. What is all this Hello community, and in today's video we're going to talk about the metaverse and why the metaverse, in my opinion, it's a very important thing for brands, for marketers, for advertising, for creatives, for strategists to really pay attention to. It's still in its infancy, but I think if it turns out as it seems to be turning out, it's going to be a big thing and we should really pay attention. So let's get into it. What is the metaverse? Right away, people think about Mark Zuckerberg. Obviously, his company now is called Meta, and he talks about the metaverse, and he made that cringe-worthy presentation about it. And obviously, everybody goes right away to a VR, to a virtual world, in which, we use goggles and we exist in this virtual world, and we do fake things. And that might be part of it, and that might be in the future the most, how can I say it, the most powerful way in which the metaverse manifests, but that's not technically the metaverse. The metaverse is more like a collective of different digital/virtual places that exist throughout the internet. They might be interconnected or they might not. They exist like in isolation, but the collection of all these spaces, that's what technically is called the metaverse. So why I think this is very important to know. Obviously Meta, with their version of the metaverse, which is Facebook, it's a very powerful one that might be what manifests as the metaverse, but it's still too early to determine. Not everybody really knows how this is going to happen, but here I'm going to explain different things that are going on that might connect and result in this this manifestation in a virtual world of the metaverse. So let's start with Web3. This is a term that we're seeing all over the place. There's even a lot of positions in advertising agencies. There's even advertising agencies opening just focused on Web3. So what is Web3? To understand what Web3 is, we got to start by defining what was Web 1 and Web 2. Web 1 was basically the first version of the internet, mostly static pages that then, turned into forums and basic instant communication and that sort of stuff, the early days of the internet. Web 2 is defined as the era of social media. So once social media, was born, then that's when we say Web 2.0 started. And now we are still not in Web 3. That's the tricky part of it. But Web 3, it's what to come. And Web 3, it's the internet basically going decentralized, not centralized in a big corporation or a big, organization. It's everyone, it's owner of their own things, and everyone can create their own things and distribute their own things without a centralized, organization or order or something like that. To better explain this, we can talk about blockchain. So the blockchain, the cryptocurrencies, it's basically a currency that is not centralized by a government or a central bank. Technology gave birth to what we know today as the NFTs, which is decentralized distribution of digital art. So I can create an NFT, which is a token in the blockchain that has certain value, and that is completely decentralized. It can get a little bit complex, but let's just leave it at the surface. I can create other videos explaining at more depth the blockchain technology, the cryptocurrencies, and the NFTs and all that. I do have my own collection of NFTs. If you're interested in, I can share in the link in the description below. But yeah, let's just leave it at the surface, at the basics. So that it's basically what is to become of the Web3. So having said that, the metaverse has a lot to do with it, because how I envision the metaverse manifesting itself as a big, let's say Facebook, or Meta, let's say Meta, it's because all of these other technologies are already in place. And what I mean by other technologies is, the cryptocurrency, the blockchain, the NFTs, and actual virtual reality and all of that. I know that right now it's a bumpy road for all of this cryptocurrency. There's not a lot of trust in the cryptocurrency space. There's a lot of skepticism. The NFTs is, it's going through a very bumpy road. It fluctuates a lot. Recently, there was a major crash in the NFT space. I think that OpenSea reported 75% less sales of NFTs. So it's going through a bumpy road. But when all of these technologies, are solidified and are, mature, and people trust them even more, and they actually work, because right now, there's a lot of flaws, a lot of fraud happening, or possibilities of fraud, anyways. There's an energy problem with the blockchain technology, with the cryptocurrencies and such, the transactions, and also with the NFTs. They're very open to fraud and to scams and to the crash that just happened, those sort of stuff. So there's a time of maturation that needs to happen. But once all of these mature and become stable and become legit, not that they're not legit at the moment, but more legit, let's say, the combination of all could really, really, really turn into the metaverse that we see in sci-fi. So imagine in the near future, because I think technology is moving very fast, but imagine a virtual world that has its own simulated economy based off crypto and NFTs. That's not very far-fetched. Really, our real world, it's a simulated economy. Money and what we buy and all the all the stuff we do every day, it's generally speaking a simulation that we all agree to be part of. So in this virtual world, that same thing just has to happen. The only thing is not going to be with the dollar. It's going to be with, some cryptocurrency. And it's not going to be with physical assets. It's going to be with digital assets. Within this world, the NFTs can actually be even more than physical assets, because we can create basically anything as an NFT. I can have different bodies. I can have different eyes. I can have different hair. And all jewelry, all clothing, shoes, you name it, everything can be created as an NFT. And I can create my own brand of NFTs. Actually, I did a little exercise a while ago of jewelry, and I created a ring in 3D. All of these things can actually happen. So what does that mean for brands? It means a lot. If we end up with a metaverse that's actually kind of an alternative reality, and we all submit to it or accept being part of it as a normal thing, that means that everything's gonna be a sellable product. So any, Nike can create a bunch of shoes that are NFTs that are limited, 100 copies, 50 copies, just one copy. And if they sell it, the whole thing about it is that if I buy that NFT, I'm the only owner of that NFT or that, digital asset. I am the owner. and the value of it will be at the price that I want to sell it or the price that someone else wants to pay for it. It's very complex, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, in a very simple way, with the stuff that we already see that are happening, the technologies that are already happening, it's very possible that this happens. That means that all brands have the possibility of creating digital assets for that virtual reality space called the metaverse. There's already a bunch of brands getting into the NFT space and getting into the metaverse space. I see a lot of positions in agencies looking for metaverse creative directors. And also I've seen many agencies opening that are only focused on metaverse and Web3 and NFTs. So don't be skeptical. It sounds a lot like sci-fi, but it really isn't. It's really around the corner, in my opinion. And if it lands like, let's say, social media landed or even the internet landed, it's going to be huge, even bigger than those two. So I'm not saying freak out. I'm not saying go crazy with it. What I'm recommending as a digital creative director is to pay attention, to learn as much as possible, understand these, and of course, like this video and follow me and hit the notification bell, because I'm gonna be elaborating even more on this topic. I want to create a video about NFTs. I'm going to create a video about Web3, about cryptocurrency, and how all of these are a very big component of the future of advertising. What do you think? What do you think about the metaverse? What do you think about Web3 or the blockchain technology, the cryptocurrencies and the NFTs? What do you think? Do you believe in all of this? Are you doing something in the space of Web3? Are you interested in doing something in the space? Let me know in the comments below, and let's talk about it. Don't forget to join the Discord server. I might open a channel there about Web3 and the metaverse, actually. This is real time. This is not scripted. Actually, this entire video, I just improvised it. So yeah, I might open a channel in the Discord server. So make sure you join the Discord server. If you don't know what I'm talking about, my previous video, I'm gonna recommend it at the end of this video. Watch that video so you learn what Discord is and learn how to join our community over there. I'm Francisco, better known as Tigre. See you in the next video. Ciao, community.